This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Wcxo Elevator in Centralia. See Wcxo for a variety of fertilizer, seed corn, and seed soybeans. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. Lee's Sports in Nashville. McKendree University in Lebanon. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gertis in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Wigman Ford studio. On track today, we're going to bounce that basketball a couple of times. First with Carlisle Indians coach Andy Palmer, and then from Christ Our Rock, the lead of the Silver Stallions, Steve Britt. And, of course, as always, on a Saturday morning with the Easy and Travel Trivia Quiz at 594-2576, 594-2576. Today you can corral a $15 gift certificate to Wally's, of course, in Breeze. But the headliner is Scores and Stuff, and it is brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located just a mere 7 miles above the city of Carlisle. If your car or truck gets in a jam, gets dinged, dented, or slapped around silly a little bit, be sure and see Hoffman Auto Body. And on the H&H Computer Services guest line, we march over to Maryville for an Irvington native and a Minnesota Twins coach, former big league player Brian Dinkelman. Dink, welcome back.
Good morning, Rip. How we doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing okay.
You're getting. We're gonna have to talk about that, but you're getting nearer to that trip to the Sunshine State, aren't you?
Yeah, just a couple weeks away and be heading down south.
Good. And on a day like today, at least it's not cold, but it's kind of a little lousy out right now. But hey, let's hit the high school basketball beat, and then we'll get on to some Major League Baseball and more. We'll start in a game heard here on Max 96.7 last night. It was Carlisle over Payne at 52-37. More ahead on that with Coach Palmer. Central whipped Freeburg 50-33. Tyler Jost scored 12 for the Cougars. Salem defeated Westland 50-42. Brandon Courtney tallied 13 for the Warriors in that losing effort. And this is the first year you're aware of a lot of things sports stink, but I'm not sure some of this stuff. But the Wildcats are in the Cahokia Conference this year, and it's going to work out pretty well with them, I believe.
Well, yeah, I noticed they had switched conferences and been doing a lot better since they moved over to the Cahokia Conference.
Yeah, that was a good move for a lot of reasons, including just the locale. I mean, they were taking some long trips up north, and they expanded by another team or two, and this is going to work out, I think, for everybody involved, and I believe the Cahokia is pretty happy to have them alongside, too. Mater Dei was tripped up at T-Town by the shoe, 67-56, despite a dozen from Devin Rensing. Oh, no, Dink. Centralia went down to Carbondale, and those Terriers won 51-42. The Orphans suffer their first South 7 loss of the season.
Yeah, I saw them. Trip down to Carbondale is always tough to win down there, and first conference loss of the year, but I'm sure they'll bounce back next week with the coaching staff they have there at Centralia. Chances
are, and this afternoon they're down at Pinckneyville late in the afternoon for a shootout game against Marshall County, Kentucky. Seatown's 5-1 in league play, and the Terriers now 6-1. Javon Williams Jr. posted 19 for the Orphans. There's a football and basketball star. You know all about that, but he's a tremendous athlete.
Yeah, well, I hear a great athlete. I'm going to have a chance to hopefully go on to college somewhere and play football or basketball or maybe a little bit of both, so good for him.
Mount Vernon routed Marion 72-53. It was Nashville over AJ 48-29. Bryce Bultman paced the Hornets with 13. Columbia edged Oakville 57-54. Luke Hensler popped in 24 for the Rockets, and Christ Our Rock was a 63-51 victor over Mulberry Grove. the Silver Stallions coach. He's due up later in the show. Let's go to the big league scene, Dink, of course, and I know you still follow and care about those St. Louis Cardinals, and they made a move this week. I wasn't too pleased, of course. I didn't want to see Randall Grichuk go, especially for what they have in return. I know the bullpens are huge in this era, but I still, man, he's, I suppose, 26 right now. He's got all the tools, and I still think he's gonna compact it all together.
Yeah, it's tough to see a guy go, especially a guy who can play in the outfield like that. But the way the bullpens are nowadays are used, especially if you get into the playoffs, bullpens everything nowadays. The starters are out early and try to load up as much as you can in the bullpen. But with the Cardinals getting Ozuna there, I guess they felt like they had enough for the outfield. So it's a tough move to make, but I guess it's one they felt like they needed to.
It's just so difficult to know how, for instance, Tommy Pham is going to respond, and that was his first good year ever last season.
Right. Yeah, that's tough. When a guy has 1 year, you don't know what's going to happen going forward.
I mean, I really noticed it on Twitter. There are plenty of fans who have, they don't go quite this far, but basically they're talking to him in terms of the guy's Willie Mays. He can do no wrong. And curb that enthusiasm just a little bit. I hope you're right. And he was their MVP last season, but if he can't do it again, now suddenly their great depth in the outfield has been smoked a little bit, unless, of course, Harrison Bader, who knows, Tyler O'Neill, he's never set foot in the show, Jose Martinez, a 10-year career minor leaguer. I mean, they're taking a bit of a gamble there. And
yeah.
It still comes down to some starting pitching, though, doesn't it, Dink? And that's where they're really in a bind. I mean, there are a lot of ifs now with Wainwright getting older and Wcxo always on the cusp of tearing down or wearing down. The new guy from Japan, who knows, Michaelis. It's always interesting. It's a grab bag throughout the majors, though. Yeah,
those guys, like you talked about, the first couple of years, you're never sure what you're going to get, because some guys, they'll come up and do well and then go through a slump for a little bit as other teams adjust to the players. So, they must see something in them they really like and take the chance that he's going to be their everyday guy going forward for quite a while. But the pitching, you got to have pitching, starting and bullpen both. So as long as you have some depth in your pitching, you should be all right.
And everybody cranks it up, as you said, pretty soon in Florida and Arizona and so forth. Now, the Miami Marlins, of course, they have been dealing everybody along with the Pirates. And now their most recent was they dumped Christian Yelich. I understand they might have pulled back some actual, well, who knows, some good prospects this time, which hasn't always been the case. But he goes to Milwaukee, and the Brew Crew also get Lorenzo Cain, who began as a Brewers player several years ago. But those are two pretty good ball players there.
Yeah, they're loading up that outfield. They guess they feel like the time is now for their team, and back to that trade with Yelich, three of those guys that the Brewers traded over, we played against there in Cedar Rapids 2 years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Diaz and Monty Harrison and the pitcher Yamamoto, I think is how you say his last name.
Right.
But they were there last year, and they are three good players and have some talent. So, Miami definitely got some good players in the deal for one.
So you are well aware of and Brinson too? Was he in that?
No, he wasn't there. I think he was a little bit higher because
Okay.
he was in AAA last year, but he was supposed to be the top piece of that package.
The Brewers, man, they're loaded in the garden spots now. I mean, Yelich and Cain, and I guess, Braun is still there, and Keon Broxton, who I really liked, and Santana. So I'm not. Of course, they have somebody to maybe. They need starting pitching too.
Yeah, and now they got plenty of depth in outfield. They might be able to flip one of those outfielders for some pitching. So they've got themselves in a good position now with the couple moves that they've made.
5 years and $80 million for Cain. He was at the even 300 mark a year ago. Decent offensive. 1549 around that, and a lot of steals though, which the game is really missing. 26 stolen bases last year, and Yelich, he can pick him up too. He pilfered 16 bases a season ago, and he's just a good hitter. He might really come into his own at that park in Milwaukee.
Yeah, both those guys are good players. They can hit, they can run a little bit, good in the outfield. So, good all-around players, which can play every day in the field for you, which is a good thing. So, they're loading up, trying to make a run at it, it sounds like.
Loading up that offense. I want Thames over at first base yet, and I heard him talk about possibly Braun playing a little bit over there. And the Central, the Cardinals have to kicking in gear. Kansas City did keep Alcides Escobar, though, so they retained one player. Isn't it tough to, I mean, they were the champ was 2015 when they won the world championship?
Yep.
It just changes so quickly anymore for most teams.
Yeah, with the way, organizations bring up guys and then everybody becomes free agents about the same time. So there's only kind of a small window for every organization unless you just go out and keep buying free agents to succeed. So, the Royals had a great run there for a few years, and now some of their main pieces are becoming free agents and moving on. So, it's tough whenever that happens, but they'll reload and be back in a couple of years.
And everything points forth, of course, for them losing Hosmer and Moustakas. You would think that's going to be the case. Pittsburgh, of course, they shipped out McCutcheon and Garrett Cole, so they're retooling once again.
Yeah, that's always tough whenever you see guys that have been there for a while and then they get traded because, the organization is kind of going through a rebuilding mode. But, I guess the front office feels like it's the best organization to get something in return and look toward the future.
What about the Minnesota Twins? Much action up north?
Not a ton lately. They're still waiting on that starting pitcher market, which has been very stagnant all winter so far.
Yes.
That's the main thing they're waiting on, starting pitcher. They did sign 3 bullpen guys, which is good. They got Fernando Rodney and Zach Duke and Addison Reed. So added some pieces for the bullpen to help out, and hopefully they're still trying to land 1, maybe 2 starting pitchers to help out going forward. They feel like the position players they have are young and decent and have a chance to compete every day. So hopefully we can land a pitcher or 2 here before spring training starts.
Let's see. Didn't who just retired? Perkins?
Yeah, Glenn Perkins. Yep.
Okay. And you're heading down south to Fort Myers real soon. You're back with the Cedar Rapids Colonels as their hitting coach for another year. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, get ready to head down about 3 weeks for spring training. Starting a little bit earlier this year, and then heading back to Cedar Rapids for my 3rd year as a hitting coach this season. So excited for that, to be with the family again, and looking forward to it.
So, from all accounts, your agent, Dink, right? Your agent did a terrific job for you.
That's right. I did my own negotiating.
I like that. And seriously, are you just doing that over the phone, through email? How you connect with the organization?
Just over the phone. They call and talk and just kind of see what you feel about moving forward and your plans. And, they kind of let you know where they think you're going to be for the next season. And, if you agreed to it, which to me, being back to Cedar Rapids is perfect for me. So I said, yeah, I'd love to go back to Cedar Rapids again. So that's where we're at.
I don't blame you, not one bit. And we've often talked about this and around here and with you and with Brian Everskirt Gertie. He's now bullpen coach for the Cardinals at Busch, and you're headed in that direction with the Twins too. So stay with it. You're doing great, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, I love it, and been with the Twins now. I think this will be my 11th year with them. So I've enjoyed being with the organization. I feel like moving in the right direction. They hired a bunch of new people this year and added positions. So I think they feel like they got a good base in the big leagues to help us going forward in the future. So we're excited.
This is very, very cool. Your former skipper with the Twins, Ron Gardenhire, he's now the #1 guy up in Detroit. So, but you played for him and you played with his son, right?
Yeah, I played for Ron there in the big leagues in 2011. I loved him as a manager, and he's great. And he's going to have a little tough time this year, maybe in Detroit. I know they're kind of going through the rebuilding process also, but he'll do fine over there. And speaking of Toby, his son I played with, he's actually going to be our manager in Cedar Rapids this year.
This is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So who else are you going to work with then? The other coaches.
So Toby will be our manager, and then Sidney Bayo is going to be our pitching coach. He was down in the GCL last year, and he's coming up with us. And then we have a 4th coach, Justin Willard, who was a college guy on the East Coast, who's coming in to be kind of the assistant pitching coach, kind of just extra coach also. That was one thing the organization did new this year. They put 4 coaches at every level instead of just the 3.
Very good.
So,
I like that.
Yeah, some extra eyes and just a little extra help throughout the season, so that'll be good.
And let's see, Joe Maher, where's his brother at now?
He is actually not coaching anymore.
Okay.
He's up in Minnesota with his family.
Okay, all right, very good. Oh, the Hall of Fame, what do you think of that crew? I liked it. Chipper and Tomei, Vlad Guerrero, and also Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, great group to go in. They're all very deserving to be in there, and I think the voters got it right this time.
Yeah, I believe. I'm with you too. And Chipper Jones, man, really 19 years with the same organization, rarely done anymore.
Yeah, that's something spectacular. You don't see guys lasting that long. Even get to like 10 years or so is tough, and to do 19 years in the big leagues with one organization is pretty remarkable.
The Blues are about ready for the All-Star break, and as quirky as it is. But anyway, they've nabbed a pair of wins here in a row all of a sudden after being flat for a while. They beat the Lance 3-1 Thursday night. So all is well. The Cup is in town again.
Yeah, they're playing a lot better lately and got Jaden Swartz back, so that helps out. Got a tough division there in the Central with those other teams with Winnipeg and Nashville and Chicago. So it'll be a fight to the finish, but hopefully they can get into the playoffs. Never know what might happen.
They have played more games than anybody. I think Pittsburgh, possibly another club, but with 51 as well. But they're sitting there right now. They're in the top 3 in the Central, and it's going to go down the wire, especially in that How about Vegas? I mean, they just continue to snipe, don't they? 32-11-4. They're second best points-wise in the entire league, just behind Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty remarkable what they're doing, especially when you're bringing in all new guys from different organizations to make a team who've never played together probably before, and they're meshing like that and doing that well is it's pretty good.
Their GM should get General Manager of the Year. I can't think of his name now. But it started with They got Fleury from Pittsburgh, and I mean, they picked up some good free. They got Perron from St. Louis, and obviously they drafted well too.
Yeah, they've got some good players that they were able to pick up, and from the draft from other organizations now, so they did some good job of picking up players from that expansion draft last year.
The Fighting Illini of Illinois don't have a lot of fight in them, although they did win a game the other night. Their first Big Ten victory as they squeezed into Indiana by a pair. Yeah,
I did. I caught that one on TV the other night. They were to sneak out that first win the other night. It's been a tough go for them this year. Big Ten's a tough conference to play basketball in, so maybe they can turn things around here toward the end of the year.
Have you attended any Iowa Hawkeyes games?
I have, but only the women.
Okay. Now the relation? I know your sister Lindsay's up there conditioning coaching more. So what's her relationship now with mainly the women's basketball team this time?
Yes, she's with the women's basketball team mainly. She does do a little bit of gymnastics, but women's basketball is her main sport right now, and they're doing well. They were ranked 15th or so about a week ago, and then they dropped a couple. I think they're still ranked in the top 25, and they just beat Ohio State on Thursday night. So they're doing pretty well. I think they're about 15-5, something like that. So they're having a nice season. They got one girl, Megan Gustafson, who's averaging about 25 and 15 a game, having a nice season. So she's enjoying it.
That's got to be now gymnastics. That has to be a completely different element. I wonder if she I know she knows her stuff, so I'm sure she got locked in a hurry.
Yeah, I didn't know she knew anything about gymnastics, but I guess she's figuring it out. So
probably.
Yeah, so she's enjoying up there. She really likes the university, and she's enjoying the women's basketball team, and hopefully they can make a little run in the NCAA tournament here in a month or so.
You like those college football games too? I know you're up there some as well.
Yeah, I may caught one or two of those. I enjoy the college football some.
Yeah. Rutgers comes to Champaign Tuesday. I still don't get what they're doing in the they never let me make decisions. The Lakers won in the NBA over the Chicago Bulls last night. The Cavs actually won, and LeBron James, love-hate whatever, man. He's over 30,000 points for his career, and he's only one of 7 to do that. So that's quite a feather in his cap as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of points in a short amount of time he's been in the league. So that's pretty impressive for him.
The NFL. The Pro Bowl's tomorrow, Dink.
Yeah.
Well, considering I haven't watched a football game past week 2, and I never watched the Pro, I won't be around for that, put it that way. And then the playoff, well, actually it's the Super Bowl next week, and the Pats are there again, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I probably won't be catching the Pro Bowl tomorrow.
People actually bet on that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know who would do that.
I don't know, but they certainly do. I'm waiting for the XFL to come back. I know it's going to be in a different form if they carry through, but 2 years, 2020 in late January, Vince McMahon is starting it up again. Do you remember the first go in 2001, Dink?
I do. I remember it a little bit. I caught a thing on ESPN the other night. They did like a 30 for 30 on the XFL.
I heard about that.
I watched. It was actually pretty good about the relationship with NBC and XFL and all that, and how it kind of went downhill after the 1 year. But they're talking about St. Louis might have a chance to get a team for the XFL. Have football back in St. Louis.
It's St. Louis' last chance. This is their last stand. That wouldn't surprise me a bit. But yeah, it was put together in a hurry. back in that day, in 2001, the ratings went through the roof in week 1, pretty good in week 2, and then everything fell apart. So, and it's going to have a different look. They're not all going crazy nuts as they did before. They're trying to streamline it with the rules and everything. I mean, it's pretty generic what Vince said about the other. I watched that whole press conference, though. That was pretty interesting. But they have time now to try and get it right. It sounds as if he's serious about that, and I hope so. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, the last one they had on the TV show, they kind of threw everything together within like the last 2 months to try to put together this whole league, and
it was
so
quick.
That's why it kind of quick and kind of didn't work out. So give them a couple years here to get everything figured out and organized, and might have a little better product for the seasons.
I believe so. Ryan Palmer leads the Farmers Insurance Open. Eldrick is back, and he actually made the cut, Dink. So there you go.
There you go. He's back in it now.
Major can't be far away as far as him showing up. 3 are tied atop the Pure Silk Bahamas Classic. That is an LPGA event. Thank goodness. And it's break time for the veterans. And in tennis, Wozniacki won down under in Australia early this morning over Simona Halep, and the men's finals tomorrow with Roger Federer against Marin Cilic. And I love that stuff, but I won't catch it live.
Yeah, a little too early for me.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I used to get in at that time. I could have flipped it on, but
that's right.
Stuff has changed a little bit. Anything else, Dick? Man, we're great to have you. It's great to have you on board again to talk all sports, not just baseball, but good luck down in Florida first, and then up in Iowa, and we'll definitely get with you during the season again once or twice.
Sounds good, Rip. Thanks for having me on.
All right, and we'll tell Gertie hello for you next week. We got a little pre-spring training get together with him, so we'll say hello for you, and I'm sure he'll reciprocate. So good luck to you this season again.
All right, sounds good.
That's Brian Dinkelman, Dink on Scores and Stuff on the H&H Computer Services guest line, and Scores and Stuff was brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body. It's located just 7 miles north of Carlisle. When your car or truck needs major or minor repairs, look no further than Hoffman Auto Body. On the other side, Andy Palmer, Steve Britton, trivia too. Stay tuned.
When wearing contacts, you shouldn't even be able to feel them. If they're uncomfortable or feeling dry, come see us at Lebanon Optometric Center or Breeze Family Vision Center. We'll find the right contacts for you, whether it's multifocal, astigmatism, daily disposables, or hybrid lenses. Don't suffer through contacts that are just fine. We have all the major brands to choose from, and with locations in Breeze and Lebanon, if you damage or tear your contacts, we can replace them right away. Start seeing clearer today with a little help from Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
As a business owner, you know that every year brings new challenges and opportunities. The success of your business demands expertise and focus, and Country Financial can help you keep that focus by helping ensure you have the right insurance protection in place to meet your goals. Marvin Gertis, your Country Financial representative in New Baden, can help you create a customized insurance plan that has coverages designed just for your business. Call Marvin Gertis today, 588-7112. Coverages may vary by state. Policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Bloomington.
If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler, Jeep, Nissan, and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler, Jeep, Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Weekman Ford studio on this Saturday morning. Later on, Trivia and Steve Britt 2, and Centralia will play Paducah Tillman today at that Pinkerville shootout. We just got word through a text from Burley, actually. Of course, the Orphans were supposed to tango with Marshall County, Kentucky today, and they had that shooting down there. We'll just stop with that the other day. So there's been a switch, and it's going to be Centralia and Paducah Tillman from Pinckneyville later on this afternoon. Thanks to Burley for chipping in with that. Let's stay close to home now on the H&H Computer Services guest line as we wrap up Carlisle Indians basketball coach Andy Palmer. Andy, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me back on, Rip.
Your Indians are hot. You've won your last 4, and you shuffled the Painted Panthers 52-37 at Harris Gym last night.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of get things turned in the right direction. We've played, I feel like, pretty good our last 4 games, and, we're able to come out with victories, and that's always good at this time of the year.
You ended up carting them by 15, but it was still a toss-up at the half last evening, and then you outscored the visitors 9-2 in the third. You didn't exactly drain the nets, but you held them to 2 free throws, and that pretty much proved to be the difference in the game that third quarter.
Yeah, you're right. I thought defensively we were pretty good there at the second half. I can't remember. Bruce Hickson told me last night we had a stretch where we held them without a field goal. I think it was maybe 11 minutes or something like that. And so, anytime you can do that, you give yourself a chance to win, even though offensively we didn't put up a lot of points. I thought they got a little tired. I thought their shots started falling a little short, but hopefully that's maybe due to us making them work a little bit harder on the offensive end than what they were used to doing. So
I like to think it was an unusual start to the game, huh? In fact, we had some action, I suppose, during the pregame session. Payne was hit with a technical.
Yeah, I guess one of their kids grabbed the rim during the warm-ups, and the official saw it, and so we started with 2 free throws, and Chase stepped up and made both of them, and that's all. And then we get the ball for sure, and so that's a good way to start it. Unfortunate for them though.
He hit a quick bucket. Chase did as well. So yeah, it was 4-zip. Really, yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't catch it. So those officials, Andy, they got those sharp eyes at times.
Oh, yeah.
At times anyway.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I didn't see it. Yeah. At times it's true, but no, I didn't see it either. Coach Kipper saw it, and I guess he kind of looked at the officials, and they had kind of acknowledged they saw it too, and so. He just told me, he said, "Hey, we're going to start with two free throws," and I said,
okay.
"Why?" And he told me, so that's fine with me. Glad to start every game like that if we could. So
3 technicals given in total. It's you don't really want to see that, and it's rare that you do. But that was the total last night with the one in the pre.
Yeah, and unfortunately one of ours was on one of our players, and that should never happen. And and then their coach, I've talked with him. He wanted one late in the game and kind of asked for it.
Yes, he did.
he said, he asked one official because he thought one official thought he would be ejected if he got one, and he kind of conferred with the other official and said, "No, you won't be ejected." And he said, "Well, hey, I want one then." So he got one. So
pretty obvious one there, yeah, Coach Adam Metzger. His team, and I suppose you'll face them again next year, but they've got a promising future. Just one senior in their club, and from what I remember, Beeson, who is a starter, did not play, so I assume he was sick, maybe got sick during the day or something like that. But a lot of sophomores, a couple of freshmen dot that roster, and they've got a few real nice players, definitely. A couple of shooters.
Do, and I told them afterwards, it's like, you guys are going to be good the next couple of years. And they were without 2 starters last night. The Byers kid, which we felt like was their best player, was sick, and then I think the Beeson kid, maybe the Byers kid had a dislocated finger in practice the day before, and so they were missing 2 starters, and we were fortunate we come out and we get a win. It might have been a different story if those kids been around.
Yeah, I was told after talk actually to their AD that Byers would be maybe an alternate if someone didn't start out of the. He mentioned Beeson's one of the starters, but you're right, Byers wasn't there either. And I thought you had a sick case, Andy, but I'm not so sure. Tyler Seaver looked pretty good to me.
He did. I played him more than I wanted to. We were kind of try to hold him if we could, but the way the game played out, you couldn't afford to leave him on the bench. And he said he felt good. Still just had a little bit of a cough. He's been sick the previous couple of days and hadn't practiced. And so we were going to try to hold him out as much as possible to make sure he's healthy for tonight. And then we threw him in there, and he played well. So I tried to get him, a few minutes here and there, a little bit of rest, but hopefully he went home and got some rest last night and be ready to go today.
Well, he drained 16, very active underneath as always. And Chase Taylor traced points in every stanza for 14. Dawson Reinacher stepped up he ended up in twins with 11 too.
Yeah, we talked about that afterwards. Anytime you can get, 3 guys in double figures, that's always a good thing. And, we've been trying to stress to everyone, just to buy in and trust your teammates and play together and try to score from, within the offense and not just on your own. And, I thought for the most part we've done that the last four games. I think guys are starting to buy in a little bit. And we still have spells from time to time where a guy might get a little selfish and try to force something. But, I think we're getting better as far as that goes, as far as playing together and realizing you're going to get opportunities to score if you just run your offense.
You had lost 4 consecutive games, and now you've polished off 4 straight wins thanks to a 3-game rally at the Benton Invitational.
Yeah, anytime you can go 3-2 down at the BIT, it's a good week. Good quality teams down there, and get off to a bad start. Having to play Pinckneyville first game, and they just put it on us early in that game, and that game was really never in question. And didn't think we competed real hard, and I thought we played better against Benton, had some chances if we do a couple things different to maybe be right there. And but you get behind, and they have really good guards that can spread you out and attack the rim, get to the line, and they have good shooters. And so so we just challenged our guys, try to finish 3-2, and they were able to do that with wins over Hamilton County and a nice Cesar club, and also a very good Mounds Meridian club. Both those teams in 1A are going to be factors, I think, in the postseason.
The Panthers and Rangers ended up sharing first place at the BIT. Meridian was almost one of 3 teams to chalk up top honors, but you clipped them in the end by a dozen points. Meridian, how about that game over the Panthers, huh? What was it, maybe 68-66 or 66-64 in double overtime?
Double overtime, yeah. They're very athletic, and if you let them kind of get in the rhythm and get feeling good about themselves, they can put up points in a hurry. And that was a great win for Meridian. And a little bit shocking maybe, but especially the way Pinckneyville missed free throws down the stretch, which they very seldom do.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I think they missed 4 straight down the stretch, and that could have put them away. And Meridian has some nice players who can go one-on-one and score, and that's what ended up being the winning basket. And just kind of went 1-4 flat with the kid, and he got a basket and a foul, and game over. So I think they had a really late night, getting back home after that game, and they certainly didn't play as well on that next day against Benton or ourselves. And so, but they're a very nice ball club, and they're going to make some noise, I think, in the postseason.
Tyler had 25 in the trail game for you, 19 in the first half against Meridian. He was an all-tournament selection for a 3rd time this season.
Yeah, that's a nice honor for him to be all tournament in all 3 tournaments we play in, and certainly well deserving. He played well, all week down at the Benton tournament, and we need him to play well, and we need the others just to kind of come along with him and do their job, and like I said, I think we feel like we're starting to catch on a little bit better and share the ball and play together a little bit more than what we did earlier in the season.
Get everybody healthy and well at the same time would be a big boon too. And now your season mark is at 10-14, and you would have a big boost in your pocket if you could knock off the Nashville Hornets tonight at the Assembly Hall.
Yeah, it's a big game, no question. It's going to be a very tough game. They put it on us. I think ended by 15 at Mater Dei. That game was a little bit closer than what the final score indicated. They kind of pulled away late, and hopefully we'll be ready to play and compete. It's never easy to go there and win. They're a very nice ball club. Wayne does a really good job. I think they're going to be prepared. They had a pretty easy victory over AJ last night. They have very good players, and they play very good defense, and it'll certainly be a challenge for us. So hopefully, we're going to walk through this morning at 10 and try to prepare, watch a little film, and hopefully, we'll just challenge our kids, and hopefully they'll be ready to go down there and compete.
Then you'll have to get ready for the Cahokia Conference nearly the rest of the way. One non-league game stuck in there, I think, Greenville. And things have really, man, it's really tight at the top, isn't it? Now Salem and Columbia, I suppose, in a virtual tie at 5-2 and 4-1, and the Warriors just a small step back at 4-2. The Wildcats got the Warriors for a second time this season with a victory last night, this time at Trenton.
Yeah, I said after we went to Salem and got, the woodshed put to us over there that, I really felt like Salem might be the best team in the conference. And, Andy's done a tremendous job with those guys, and they're really believing in themselves and playing well. And, to go to Westland and win, to take the sweep of Westland during the conference season, that's a pretty good accomplishment. And they went to Columbia earlier in the week and won there. That's never easy to do. And so, they're certainly a factor this year, and I think they will be from here on out. So our conference is just so tough, and very good teams, and they just kind of beat up on each other. But yeah, Salem's really turned things around and made a big impact on our conference.
And you are at 1-5 right now with 4 games left to go. Yeah, Salem there for a time. The Wildcats were just winning at B.E. Gum, or it seems so, but that's they floated other ideas now. So, all right, Andy, well, thanks for coming on, and good luck at Nashville tonight. Always another test on hand.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll play well.
Okay. Thanks, Andy Palmer of the Carlisle Basketball Indians. Let's scoot. And then we're back with trivia. Steve Britt, too, on Talking Sports.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Southern Bus and Mobility stocks the most popular wheelchair-accessible vans from Brawnability, including lowered-floor minivans with side or rear entry ramps. In addition to personal wheelchair vans, Southern Bus and Mobility has a huge line of commercial buses, school buses, and mobility products to buy or rent. They also sell and can install wheelchair scooter lifts, hand controls, and special turning seats. Call 526-4131. Stop by east of Breeze on Old Route 50 or southernbusandmobility.com.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Hi, I'm pro golfer Nancy Scranton on Talkin' Sports and Max 96.7.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Enjoy all the food during the big game without the hassle with Antone's Concessions Catering and Bakery. Order big game favorites like wings, toasted ravioli, bacon wrapped smokies, and more, including football fan-flavored popcorn with your favorite team colors. Place your orders by February 1st. Order a la carte or the party pickup platter that feeds 20. Call Antone's Concessions Catering and Bakery today, 830-8698.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
Hello, sports fans. Thanks for targeting us and Talking Sports. We're in the Wheaton Ford studio on this Saturday morning. You heard from Nancy Scranton. The Centralia native slipped in there, and pretty soon she's going to slip into the Illinois wing of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. Been a couple of years since we had Nancy on. She is terrific, so we'll have to, get her back on the dial here on Talking Sports probably a week or two maybe after that induction. Of course, Ken Obergfell, one of the many going into the former Cardinals third baseman. Obi, now he's a Talking Sports guy now, too. We had him on last fall, and now the hitting coach with the Gateway Grizzlies. To trivia we roll.
It's time for the Easy In Travel Trivia Quiz on Talkin' Sports. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel in Breeze. Call 526-2201.
I'm glad you brought up time, Mel. It's 9:40 on the button. That time drop brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Now you are up to date. Our number is 594-2576, 594-2576. Every one of you is eligible to play unless you're someone in your household has won in the last 8 weeks. Number 2, you cannot be affiliated with or related to anyone here at Max 96.7 or Easy in Travel, or for today, Wally's Drive-In on Old Route 50 in Breeze. Wally is passing along a $15 gift certificate. As an added bonus here, Wally turned 90 a few short weeks ago. Happy birthday to Wally. Here's our question. It's on Super Bowl history. Who's the youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl game and win? Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger, or Terry Bradshaw? Which of those three is the youngest QB to start and end up victorious in a super game? Flacco, Roethlisberger, or Bradshaw? Dial us up at 594-2576, 594-2576. Ben is standing by.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordikeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Get unhungry for only $5 at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's. Dig into the $5 All-Star Meal with 4 different meals to choose from, like the Charbroil Double Cheeseburger and Jumbo Hot Dog, with natural cut fries, a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, and a 20-ounce drink. Pick a $5 All-Star Meal today from your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's, plus the entire Red Burrito menu. Get unhungry at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with the Klosterman Agency handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too, because adding State Farm policies can earn you discounts and actually help you get ahead. Call or email me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, and get to a better state with State Farm.
We tell you our music library contains an embarrassment of riches. Except nothing embarrasses us. Playing everything.
This is Max 96.7.
We have trivia all sewed up. Thanks for the calls. In fact, Ben went out of his way. We had a caller with the correct answer and it dropped. But being the professional he is, we have, we got back in touch with Blake Haig of Trenton, who is our victor this morning. He gets the $15 pass to Wally's in Breeze. Here's the question with the all-important answer. Who is the youngest QB to ever start a Super Bowl game and post a victory? Was it Flacco, Big Ben, or Bradshaw? Terry Bradshaw. Nope, it's Ben Roethlisberger. He was 23 years, 11 months, and 3 days of age when he and the Pittsburgh Steelers knocked off Seattle 21-10 in Super Bowl XL. I think that's 40. Again, if they knew this was going to be a success many years ago, they would never went with these stupid Roman numerals. Anyway, I was at Ford Field in Detroit on Feb 5th, 2006. Big Ben was not the MVP. Receiver Hines Ward was, but Ben was the youngest to start and win a super contest. And Blake Haig wraps up a $15 gift certificate to Wally's in Breeze. Settle back. Steve Britt from Christ Our Rock is due up.
If you're an athlete, coach, official, or fan, you need Lee Sports in Nashville. Lee Sports has it all for teams and individuals. From uniforms, shoes and equipment, to coaches apparel and officials gear. And Lee Sports carries name brands like Under Armour, Mizuno, Rawlings, and Adidas. Lee Sports also stocks a complete line of spirit wear and offers screen printing and custom embroidery, plus trophies, awards, and personalized items. Lee Sports in Nashville, your complete sporting goods headquarters.
Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here. This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, St. Joseph Hospital Breeze, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, Legacy Place, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman and Hardy's locations in Breeze and Carlisle, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and Area CC Food Marts. WCXO Sports since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome again for one last fling here on Talking Sports. We are in the Wheaton Ford studio on this Saturday morning. We're here every Saturday, 9 until 10 throughout the school year on Monday and Wednesday nights, between 6 and 7 on Monday nights. This coming Monday night, we have two all tabled, signed, sealed, and delivered from the Kaskaskia College Blue Devils basketball coach Brian Hancock and the head coach of the Salem Wildcats, the Salem Lady Wildcats hoopsters, Megan Kessler, showmaker, Talking Sports debut. But right now, we go just a bit to our east for Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions basketball coach Steve Britt. Steve, welcome back.
Thank you, Rip. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, and so are you, because your team is trending in the right direction. You slipped past Mulberry Grove, beat the Aces last night by 12.
Yeah, they've got a couple good players with Franklin and the Latham kid, and we were able to play a little triangle too and controlled them. And we're playing decent basketball right now. We're starting to understand what it takes to win, and the boys are putting a lot of effort into the game. So it's becoming more enjoyable.
It's fun when it all comes together, isn't it, Steve? No matter what, basketball, baseball, whatever.
It's fun to watch the kids when they start to understand what needs to happen on the floor and how hard you need to play to be successful. And with our school, we're starting to learn how to win on the boys program, and it's kind of exciting to watch.
You defeated the Aces 63-51 on Shattuck Road, and three Stallions were in twin figures. A couple of Brits, I see.
Yeah, the Tristan is my oldest son. He's a 3-year starter. He's a senior. Sam's a freshman. He kind of took over the point guard role after we had a kid transfer out. He took that spot, and most times he's going to guard your one or two offensive player. He's learned how to play, and he's able to get Jordan Bent, the other senior, 6'5", 6'6" senior, is starting to reach his potential. He's starting to play like has the ability to play, and it's fun to watch them. Those three work together pretty well, and we've got Nick Easley, who is a good defensive player. He'll guard whoever Samuel doesn't take. He will guard on defense. And about Christmas, we started Colin Ramsire from Hoffman. We put him in as a freshman. So we're starting 2 freshmen and 3 seniors. And since that point, it's kind of gelled, and I believe we're 7-3 since that particular 5 has hit the floor together.
Wow. So you've had some lineup changes, though, and partly due to a transfer. You lost somebody at the trade deadline, huh, Steve?
Yeah, at Christmas time, the Tom Aroff transferred back to Centralia. Hate to lose him, tremendous talent, but I think it's probably in the end, it's probably what was best for him, and you gotta root for the kid. And so I hope he has a lot of success there. And just I think that change in the lineup kind of shook things up, and the boys, instead of letting it get to them, I think they kind of came together and it's made us pretty good at the moment.
It certainly seems like everybody's picked up the pace since then. And 2 freshmen now, you say, or
yeah, we're starting 2 freshmen. Colin Ramsire from Hoffman and Samuel are both freshmen, and they both were starting right around Christmas time. We kind of put them in the lineup, and Johnston kid, he was starting early, but coming off the bench, he's had 2 really good games. Against Patoka Tuesday night, he came in and got 4 straight offensive boards and scored. And last night, Jordan Bent got in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls 1 minute into the third quarter, and Hayden Johnson came in and played a heck of a game. He scored 9, but his rebounding and defense was very effective last night. I think he relaxes a little bit more coming off the bench, and he's been pretty good the last 2 or 3 games.
Hayden, of course, another Hoffman kid. I always have to slide that in there since you brought it up originally, Steve.
Thought I'd help you out there.
So how the game's roadmap developed last night? You did win it by a dozen, but was it yours from the outset? Did they get back into the game, or was it pretty steady?
We jumped out to I'm gonna say I think it's 12-point lead early. They got back into it. By the half, it was a 7-point game. When Bent went down with 4 fouls with 7 minutes left, they actually came back and took the lead by 3. But the boys stepped up, got 2 or 3 stops, and then we stretched it out to where they had to foul. And I put Ben in with about 4 minutes left and went back with 2 bigs with Hayden Johnston and Ben there to try to control the boards. And they had to foul us towards the end, and we met our free throws. That's something we'd struggled with. We won 4 in a row, but we've missed a lot of free throws, and we spent a lot of time running and shooting free throws in practice. And last night it paid off. I think we made the last 6 shots, so that paid off big time. The free throw shooting.
You're not on an island there. I've seen a lot of missed free throws this year.
It's frustrating.
Actually, in the last 4 or 5 years, more than ever, it seems anyway. But yes, you also did corner the Patoka Warriors on Tuesday night by an 11-point margin there, but that was close late in the fourth, right? At least for a stretch.
We have a tendency, I feel like, to let teams get back in. We stretch out a lead, and we kind of fade, or we get stale on the offensive end, especially. But he's playing a lot of freshmen and sophomore, and they're going to be pretty good in a couple of years. They're scrappy. Joe's doing a good job with them. They defensively were hard on us. They're a little quicker than we were that night, but we were able to. That was another one where we kind of hung on and stretched it out in the end, making free throws that night.
Coach Joe Eddy, right? He's been around Patoka for a little while now.
He's been there for a long time. He's doing a good job with this group. You would look at him and think it wouldn't be an issue, but they're going to hang right with you. They don't quit, and they've got a lot of fire.
I don't have the entire schedule with me for some reason there, but you've played Patoka previously, right? And what about Mulberry Grove?
Neither one of those teams played this year. No.
Okay, I thought you probably had a versus against the Warriors, but not so.
No, sir.
Okay. The Midland Trail Conference Tournament, that was contested still pretty recently, and I know you closed fine, but that was after that early loss to the Old Eagles. Am I correct?
Yeah, they beat us twice in a week. We went to their place on a Friday night, and they beat us, and we went back on Tuesday, and they beat us. They're pretty long, pretty athletic. They've got some kids that can play, and Coach Mitchell's doing a good job with them. But after they beat us in the first round, then we went to Woodlawn, and we beat Grayville on Saturday, and then we came back on Monday and beat Waltonville for the second time, and we took 5th place in the Midland Trail. And I think that's where we're at in the conference standings, either 4th or 5th in the regular season standings right now also.
Now, there are about maybe 9. Is it 9? Are there 9 teams in the Midland?
Yeah, we're down to 9. Clay City co-opted with North Clay, so they were out of the Midland Trail. They went to the NTC this year, so there's 9 of us. I feel like, if we play well, I think we can win out our conference schedule and end up in the 3 or 4 slot in the conference, as opposed to last year. I think we were 8th or 9th. So it's a night in, night out. That the Midland Trail for a 1A conference is pretty competitive, pretty tough. You got Woodlawn and Wayne City and Weber and those teams that are just always put a good product on the floor.
Now, the standings in front of me, if they're up to date, you can vouch for this or say 2 and 3. Is that where your Stallions are?
That's where we're at. That's where we're at in the conference. Yeah.
Okay, and Woodlawn, a perfect 6-0.
Oh yeah, they're young, but they're good, well coached, very sound offensively and defensively. There's a good program. another good team.
15 wins on the year overall for them too. But but Wayne City and Woodlawn, and you're right at you're 10 and 11 now, so you're at that 500 mark and right near 11 where Odin is around. So some quality clubs in the MTC. And what's in it for you the rest of the way? I know you're home again tonight, right? That's the good news because you've been busy.
We've been busy. Our 5th game in 7 nights, so we're home against Metro East. Very good team. Coach Smith does a good job over there, has a lot of talented kids, and does a good job coaching them. The next Saturday, we will travel to Marissa. Then Tuesday, we will travel to Grayville. The following Friday, we have Sisney at home, then Sandal at home. Then it's into the postseason.
Yeah, into the post. At least you got a little bit of a break here from actual game time until you take on Marissa. So, and again after that, this 7-game hustle, you could use that.
We could take a day or two off. It wouldn't hurt anything. The boys are we're playing well, and you hate to take a break, but I know it doesn't hurt us to take a few days off to take a little rest.
That's the other side, but at some point, everybody needs to get those legs freshened up a little bit.
Yes, we do.
Steve, what about the junior varsity team? How have they fared this season?
I'm going to say they're around 500. Coach Gordon's doing a good job with them. They're getting better. They're learning things, learn how to run the offenses we want to run, and it's getting a lot of kids. I lose 3 seniors next year. So we're getting a lot of kids, a lot of time on the floor who are juniors. They've got some size. You've got Nathan Ellis is about 6'4", and Hayden Johnston's playing a lot of JV now at 6'2", and there's Anthony Cohen. He's well over 6 foot. Zach Weebles from Salem. His little guard, he's grown 9 inches since last year. He's up to about 5'10". So they're getting a lot of time on the floor, and they need it because they're gonna have to step into some big time roles next year. So they're learning how to play. I'll just put it that way. They're learning how to do things the way we want it done, and that's what we need out of the JV team.
And tonight the varsity will maybe around 7:45 or so.
Yeah, 7:30, 7:45 will tip off.
And a win would give you 5 consecutive.
That would be 5 in a row, and we'd be at 500 for the year. So we're gaining.
Yeah, that's right. That's you'd love to get to that even point, and then see how far you can push it after that. And like you say, the postseason is really coming close. So get another victory tonight and get them ready for that second campaign.
All right. Thank you, Rip.
Thanks, Dave.
You bet.
Steve Britt of the Christ-Star Rock Silver Stallions is there. We've had just, 2 winners on this. Plus Dink, who's always a winner, of course, at the major league scene and the minor league scene now in the Minnesota Twins organization. But thanks to Steve Britt and Andy Palmer and Brian Dinkelman. Monday night, we have basketball coaches Brian Hancock from the KC Blue Devils and from the Salem Lady Wildcats, Megan Kessler. Our trivia winner this morning, Blake Haig out of Trenton. He bags a $15 gift certificate to Wally's. Yes, I was there how was it, Wally's Thursday? Double cheeseburger, pickles, lettuce, fries, ski. I should have doubled that order. It was so spectacular, but it's good, and the win goes to Blake Haig there. I think that's going to do it. Speaking of Hall of Fames, though, we mentioned Nancy Scranton going into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame shortly. Let's see, last year, Gary Gaetti, Kirk Reeder, and Tom Wargo. I might have missed somebody, but from our area, our immediate neck of the woods, all went in. The Kaskaskia College Sports Association Hall of Fame. That athletic Hall of Fame ceremony takes place Saturday, February 10th, and the honorees include the 2009 Blue Devils baseball team. Jeff Jensen, a Centralia native, a part of that, and also we have basketball players on the men's side, Mike English and Darren Hill. Oh, man, he was fabulous. And from nearby, Amy Cruzy, Frost, and Cindy Hoffman Hankey of women's basketball fame. And we'll have 1 or 2 of those characters on, as we usually do, from the KC Hall of Fame, since it's that time again. Actually, this is every other year now, but that's on February 10th. If you want to go, look up Wcxo, Kathy Carrick. Go on the Kaskaskia College website, and she'll get you lined up with tickets for that affair. They do it up right at Kaskaskia. That winds it down. Don't forget Tuesday. We'll remind you Monday if I think of it, but the Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll is always front and center on my Facebook timeline at 4 o'clock, 4:30. in those areas. We had a great conversation this week about what you would do to implement to shorten the length of baseball games. My categories were dump the replay review, use a 20-second pitch clock, limit the number of mound visits, curtail commercial breaks, and our winners, actually, we had limit the number of mound visits by anyone, pitching coaches, managers, catchers, whatever, and get rid of it, which will never happen. They won't get rid of those long commercial breaks, but those were the two that took center stage, and the clock is coming. It's on its way this year or next. All righty, it's time to say adios. There's grade school, junior high gets to be junior high basketball in the air. At what time, Ben? Noon or so? 12:15 today. 2 games for the price of none, thanks to our great sponsors who are providing the action there. So stay with us here on Max 96.7, and we'll see you Monday night between 6 and 7 on Talking Sports. Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Wcxo Elevator in Centralia. See Wcxo for a variety of fertilizer, seed corn, and seed soybeans. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. Lee's Sports in Nashville. McKendree University in Lebanon. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gertis in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of WCXO Sports.